Hello, my crafty friends. I just want to have a little project share. I want to show everybody. I've been kind of working on a few things, but it's like you get tired of doing one thing, so you'll go to something else. And like I've got 2 or 3 different projects that I'm trying to get, but whichever one gets finished first is the one that I show. Well, a couple weeks back, I saw a video of a girl. Her name is Rosanna. And I cannot remember her YouTube name to save my life. For some reason, I've had myself have a brain fry or something because I cannot seem to remember her YouTube name. Any other time I'd remember it, but tonight or today I can't remember it. Well, anyway, she had an altered vanity mirror that she found from her Dollar Tree. And when she showed it, she did hers in the Shabby Chic style, and I had done an altered mirror before, but my altered mirrors that I have done didn't look like the Shabby Chic, or they did look like the Shabby Chic, but I used a totally different project on it, and I decided to make one of my items that I used to sell on eBay. I've done like powder boxes, I've done dresser trays, I've done altered mirrors and the altered combs, you know, but I always used the brass, the real brass ones, the ones that were metal. This is the first time I've ever done the Dollar Tree one, but I decided while I was there and it was $1, I grabbed it and I said, well, I'm going to try to Shabby Chic it. And I was going to start it out and do it just like Rosanna had done hers, but I just, for some reason, I pulled out my seashells and decided to design my own design, so I would not be being like copycat of what she had done. So she could see another project of altered vanity mirrors that you can do besides the Shabby Chic flowers and the ribbons and the lace. So this is what I've come up with. I used to sell these in eBay. In fact, I used to make them in eBay. I made the dresser trays, I made the altered mirrors, and I made powder jars out of these. And I had signed copies that were going out all over the place. And the highest I got or sold something for was like $350 some. But what I usually do, instead of using like a Dollar Tree altered frame, I would find the antiques, like the metal altered frame, or the metal vanity mirror, the ones that were made out of brass and just some kind of nickel plate that they have that you can find. You can still find them today. They're brand new in stores, silver plated. Some of them are silver plated and the silver wears off, but the mirror's still in good shape. Well, I was one that I would look for things that were like antique or vintage, and I would do the seashell crafting and sell on eBay. And I didn't do too bad. I actually did pretty good. And then I just got tired of doing it for a while and just wanted to take a break. And today, during the weekday, I decided to paint the silver vanity mirror like a off-white cream color, and then I gilded it with some rub and buff where it had scrolls at, like it was a scroll pattern on it. And then I just started putting my seashells on this piece, and I use a certain type of material. When I glue this stuff down, it's not like hot glue, it's not regular glue. I use a almost like a concrete type of glue, or concrete type of paste. And I build my seashells up and I make a pattern out of them. And this is how my mirror turned out. I hope everyone likes it. I did a little bit of Shabby Chic to it. I hope everyone can see this. Here's my mirror. I don't know if the lighting's any good or not. It's kind of hard. I can't tell. For some reason, I have the hardest time looking through this thing and seeing if it can be shown well or not. But this is how it turned out. So I'm going to explain about what I did here. I did paint this. Let me just, turn it around a minute. As you can see, it had the scrolled look to it. So this was a totally silver frame. And I took it and turned it into a cream color with gold gilding. I did it on the back side and the front side. And then after I gilded it and got that fixed up, I started laying my large seashells down on the frame on here. Used my concrete mortar type mix. And it's not really concrete mortar, but it does have a weight almost comparable. A little bit lighter, but just, you know, it does have a little weight there. Anyway, I glued the large shells down, and I let them dry overnight so I would have, you know, some stability there. So I let it dry. Then after I let it dry, I got the next mortar out, and that's when I started putting on the cameo. And I just want to say that my seashells that are on this piece, some of the seashells came from SS Crafter 1. Tammy, thank you so much for the seashells you gave me. I was actually able to use a few of them that you gave me on this piece. And Rosa, which is Rosa Aquina at YouTube. Rosa also gave me some seashells. And Rosa, thank you so very much for the seashells. As you can see, I finally made use of some of the seashells you gave me. And deeply appreciate it. In fact, these are right here with the shells with the beads in the center. Those are some you gave me. And then these ones right here are the ones you gave me. And I just deeply appreciate what you did. But thank you so much. And then Tammy, SS Crafter 1, also I used one of her bling that she gave me in a rack. And there was one of the pearl trim. She had one a little bit smaller, and I had a little bit bigger. So I weaved them into two and glued all the way around that. And then I weaved them also into two here and made like a really nice blingy embellishment there. So thank you so much, SS Crafter 1. Thank you so much, Rosa. I definitely appreciate this because it turned out really beautiful. And then I took some seam binding. And I crinkled it up. You wet it and you crinkle it up. But I have learned that seam binding, the crinkleness can come out after a while. So in order to save your crinkleness and make it stay crinkly, what I do is I wet it. And I wet it real good. And I only get about halfway dry. And I make sure it's crunched up really good. And then I take some hairspray. The unscented hairspray, not scented, but unscented. So I take unscented hairspray to it, and I spray it really good, and that gives me that little extra curl, and it keeps it from losing its curl. Now, something else you can do with the seam binding that I don't know if some of the ladies don't know of this or not, you can also use curling iron. A curling iron really does wonders for seam binding. So anytime you ladies are in the mood for wanting extra crinkle, remember the non-scented hairspray, and that will give you the extra there. Now I made the handmade flower with some of my lace stash, and one of my pink roses that I had in my stash, and this is how she turned out. So I hope everybody likes my project. And let me try to get it, show it off there. And this is how she turned. And now that I've got this project finished, there's a couple cards that I want to do within the next day or two. And also next week I'm going to start working on some perfume bottles. So you will be seeing, hopefully I'll be in the mood enough to do some perfume bottles because I would like to have a matching set of this stuff. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope you like my project, and thank you for watching, and have a nice rest of the weekend. Love you guys. Bye-bye.